Hi, I'm Andrew, and today we will be talking about the technology in ancient Greece and how they used it. Alright, so let's get into it and talk about what they made and how it works. Greece has made a lot of items we use today, so you might hear some that are in your room or outside or in a city. First, one of the most common things they made was the alarm clock. They also made the crane, like the big tall machine that picks up stuff, and another thing they invented was the watermill. They also made the gears and rotary, like the spinning circles made of metal. And finally, they made the odometer, which is kind of like a ruler. Now that we covered some of Greek's inventions, let's jump in and see what they were really for. The inventions in Greece that are still here today have changed a lot, but some have still stayed the same. Let's see what changed and what stayed the same. First, there is the alarm clock, but this version is very strange to the electric brick we use today. Their version was called the Celestra, and how it worked was water dripped from an upper vessel into a lower one. When the lower vessel filled, it would force trapped air through a tube, causing it to whistle or make pebbles fall into a metal plate to make sound, waking the user or signaling a specific time or an event. Then there was the crane, which is pretty simple, and like now, all it did was help move heavy stuff. But theirs were made of wood, so it couldn't be too heavy or it would snap. Next is the watermill. It was mostly used for grinding grain into flour, but it was also used for grinding stone, sawing timber, and making cloth. The gears were also a good invention and are in a lot of machines. They were like metal circles with bumps on the edges, and they would spin, but the metal bumps could connect, so if one spins and they connect a lot together, they would all spin. And finally, the odometer was the giant ruler for them. It would be a box of pebbles and wheels, and when you pulled it, it would drop a pebble for every mile, which this device was very helpful for building. Now that we've seen what they do, let's see where they are today and how they help the modern day lives. So the alarm clock is very easy. Lots of people have them in their bedrooms or at work or anywhere. Unlike a normal clock, this clock has saved many people from being tardy. It can beep and wake people up in a jiffy and tell them it's time to go. Next is the crane. You can see the crane at any normal construction site in the city, and they are a lot for us because it helps us get big pillars up to a 4-story office building or any tall building. Next is the watermill, which is not usually for making flour anymore, but now is used to generate electricity by spinning from the force of water. Then there are the gears, which are used in factories to move movement from one place to another. And finally, the odometer, which is now a strip of wood with numbers, called the ruler. But there is also a wheel ruler that is a stick with a wheel on the end with numbers too, so you can roll the wheel and measure long distances. Now that you know how the Greeks did so much for us, maybe next time your alarm beeps or you measure with a ruler, think that this was an idea a long time ago that changed the way we live and how much it has helped make our life a bit easier step by step. Okay, this is Andrew signing off. Hope you enjoyed all the Greece technology and how it's changed our lives. Bye!